Yes, sir. So I am your guy, underrated.
Underrated made it.
Underrated made it. We gotta get right there. We gotta get Sage voice bumping right there.
Underrated made it.
Underrated made it. And my co-host, introduce yourself, young fella.
It's Quan, my man. You already know.
Quan, y'all know Quan. When y'all see Quan, y'all gonna know who he is.
Yeah, you should already know who I am. Allegedly.
Okay.
We Family Dollar Legends in here.
Family Dollar Legends, man.
Yeah. Yo,
We go a long way back, man.
Company ain't been the same since we left.
People say that, and I be like, it's so crazy. My mom say that to me. She say that to me about the one on 69th Street, and it took me a long time to notice how much of an asset I was to these companies. You know what I mean? Because they would say it, she would say it back then, and I'm like, But you see, yeah, man, we are some powerful people, man. We just got to know our own worth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I went the one summit one day. I'm in line. The boy like, yo, bro, go ahead, get behind there, man. Bring everybody. I'm like, bro, I ain't working in 3 years.
We need some help with this
job. Working in 3 years.
Yeah. So look, so this is my co-host Quan. I'm underrated, and this is our podcast. This is our introduction episode to our podcast, the Young Blvck and Gifted Podcast. I think that name's pretty fitting for us, right, Quan?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Life is a gift.
Mm-hmm. Talk your talk. Go ahead.
I'm saying life is a gift.
Yeah.
We're young and black, and we're trying to beat the odds and do
Absolutely.
our own thing.
Absolutely. We gonna do it, man.
I want to give you your flowers, man.
I appreciate you, man.
Give you flowers.
I appreciate you, man. Listen, we known each other for a long time, and we tried to make things work a certain kind of way, and just knowing you the way that I know you, I figured that this could be something great for you. I'm doing it for me, but a lot, I talk to Kai a lot behind the scenes, and this is something I want this to work out, not just for me or him, but for you too. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate it though, man. It's been a long time coming. So we just try and do our thing, get our voices heard, get our faces seen, make some money in between,
I mean, for me, man, it's like, I ain't even about the money right now. It's about the opportunity.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
The money gonna come.
The opportunity's gonna open doors.
Absolutely, and the money gonna come. Absolutely. So this is our introduction episode. First off, I'm sorry too. We need to give a shout out to our camera guy, our behind the scene production guy,
Ralph Lauren.
I mean, Polo Kai. You know what I mean? He, I think you see the logo up there on the thing. So that's the brand, that's the network. Everything you'll see us doing, pumping out, is going to be under this umbrella right here. So we got a lot of things in motion. But this is one of the things that we that we had the liberty of putting our hands on and actually getting it done. So I'm thrilled for that. Spent a lot of time talking about what I want to do. So just being able to get to do.
Want to do.
Yeah. So, so I'll start here. We'll start here, Quan. Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. So that people get to know you. For the people that don't know you.
Let me see. When I would describe myself, I would describe myself as an introvert and extrovert.
Okay.
Depends on the person I'm talking to.
Okay.
Either I'm gonna open up or I'm not.
Okay.
But most people know me as an extrovert. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a wearable. Like, some days I might not even talk to you, but I only get vulnerable with people I really know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I might be vulnerable with you. But
Open up.
Uncle Kai, it's going to take a little while.
Nah, you going to get there because we family. So, me and you, we known each other going on 10 years.
Yeah.
You ain't even known Kai for 10 days yet. You know what I mean? So, it might be exactly 10 days. Yeah, it might be exactly 10 days. Yeah. So all right, so you say all right. So let me ask you this. You know, for the ladies out there, because you know what I mean. How old are you?
I'm 30.
30. Okay. Yeah.
I'm single though. If
Say
you want to
30
know.
and single. You hear that, ladies? Holla at my man. Holla at him.
I'm gonna drop my IG when we done. It's gonna be at the bottom of this probably.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
No. It's definitely gonna be at
yeah.
the bottom of that. You leave it up. You leave it up to Kai. It's gonna be there. He gonna catch all the. He gonna catch all the alley oops you toss. You don't even worry about that.
Slide
That's what he
in.
do.
Pool parties all summer. Slide in my DMs. Pool parties all summer.
Yeah. Okay. For the invite. I don't know. I don't know if I need to be at nobody pool party, man. What else I want to ask you? So I don't know, man. Talk about some of your interests in what you plan on bringing to the podcast. You know what they can expect from you.
It depends on which day it is, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I plan to bring a lot of creativity, vulnerability, openness, honesty, a little bit of comedy too.
We need that, man.
Like
I love that's a lot of reason how me and you linked is just geeking
Yeah,
off and
yeah.
shit. So yeah, I love to laugh, so that's a great thing too.
you know, it's crazy how in life that you could turn a serious moment into like some funny shit.
Absolutely.
Like me and my man Garrett, like we always do is geek about movies. Niggas probably sending me a movie right now. Like
Yeah.
some Denzel shit, like the Training Day shit.
Yeah.
Yo, he be sending me that shit all the time.
Bidding off of where was I at? And Training Day was on, and it's so crazy, man. Like with certain movies, you know, you've probably seen them before, but they might catch you at a certain point in time, and you like really get into it. I was in a bar, as a matter of fact, I was in a barbershop, and Training Day was on. I can tell you the many times I've seen Training Day on BT or whatever. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, eh. But for some odd reason, that day it kind of like had everybody that came through the barbershop. They was really locked in, and I'm pretty sure everyone has seen this movie before. You know what I mean? But I guess that's the beauty about art, you know what I mean? Any kind of creation, you know what I mean?
Yeah, art is like it's different between sports. Like when it comes to like the best, you can't really put it's no non-factual about art because it's an eye of the beholder. Like when it comes to music, that's art too. So it's like
Absolutely.
it's no facts about who's the best. But like
Yeah.
basketball, you can really say who's the best if you go off like
Chill.
stats
See,
almost.
he's moving too fast, man. Hold on, look, you
I
want
didn't
to
get
go
there.
there?
I didn't get
We
there.
gonna
I
go
didn't
there.
get
We
there.
gonna get. Hold on, we gonna get to that. Yes, how Cosmic Ass say we gonna get to that.
Never heard
You would already know. I already know where you want to go with that. We can have that
I
conversation.
didn't want to get there, but if you want to, let's go.
So no, we could go there, but look, before we do, I just want to finish our introduction and then we could get right into whatever it is you want. So, you let the people know what you plan on bringing and your interest. So I'll follow up and do the same. Excuse me. For y'all that don't know me, that don't know Underrated, you might know me by Ed.
King of the county.
This guy, man, he gonna start some
Yo,
trouble.
listen.
Let
Let
talk
me
about
tell
the
you
king of the
something.
county.
Let me tell you something. Yo, listen, that king of the county. Yo, listen, I gotta give it the crown because it's deeper than rap.
Okay, I mean,
It's deeper than
so
rap.
I won't. I mean, listen, I'm not claiming that myself, but who am I to tell you how to feel, right? But this is what I'll say. Like, you know, it's a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? So before I can conquer or claim the king of something, I have to first conquer. So
Remember, listen, George Washington didn't want to be president. They made him the president.
okay. The people's choice. I'm
People's champ.
the people's champ. Okay, I like that. So yeah, so I'm 35. I don't even know how did I even end up here doing this podcasting thing, man. Shout out, just my I'll give you a brief story. One of my homies, Dot. Shout out to Dot. Dot actually introduced me to podcasting maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, you know, before it had begun to take off and become as popular as it is today. I had started out doing like the Facebook Lives, and I would just hop on Facebook Live and just talk about mainly about stuff that I was going through, but like try to talk about it in a third person, more like, or try to do it in a sense of provoking, giving game, but provoking, trying to provoke conversation out of people. You know what I mean? Like I see a lot of people get on lives and just be staring at the screen or doing dumb shit in the background. But if I get on live, I want to be engaged with the people. I want the people to be engaged with me. So that's when he had introduced me to the idea of podcasting. He introduced me to listening to podcasts, and he introduced me to the idea. But that was, I mean, that's probably going to take us back to maybe 2016. That's more than, what's that, 6 years ago? Yeah, about 6 years ago. And we never, we had talked about doing a podcast, and we never got a chance to, unfortunately. But the idea has stuck with me, and obviously in those 6 years, podcasting has pretty much taken over. You know, just being a popular form of content creation. So I said fuck it, let's get it. You know what I mean? But I know for a fact, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I know that we aren't riding the coattails of anyone. We may be influenced by some things, right?
Agreed.
But we aren't doing this because such
Everybody
and
else
such is
doing
doing
it
it.
or whatever.
You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely. So I just wanted to state that. But anyhow, so that's how I kind of like got introduced to podcasting or whatever. So, I mean, and then on top of just everything, life, man, life can throw you off at points in time. So, I think one of the best medicines besides, prayer and, even laughing, like we talked about laughing, is being able to express yourself, being able to create.
I agree, and like I feel like holding shit in it's gonna pull you back, and like it's gonna be a crutch almost. Like I feel like not say being emotional, but you be in tune with your emotions and be able to be vulnerable with somebody.
Absolutely, be able to talk,
saying?
be able to express. So, like for me, I'm probably one of the biggest communicators that I know.
Facts.
God tell you, we known each other for long. We got going on 20 years of knowing each other. But just the form of expression. So even what we doing here, this will become, that obviously, certain conversations we'll have away from the mic, away from the cameras, but we will, this can become a place where we can, not only be creative, but, express ourselves, you know what I mean? And I think that's one of the biggest things, so just to sum up my, who I am and what they expect from me, the same things you expect me to be, honest about my opinion, not biased, depending on, unless we're talking about LeBron James.
Never heard of him. His name is Ramon.
I'm biased.
Ramon.
Yeah, I'm biased. So, but outside of that, I try to evaluate the entire situation and be honest with myself first and foremost. Creative too, those things too, and I guess you'll just have to tap in and figure it out for yourself.
That's one thing I learned about people is they're not honest with themselves, and
It's very important.
my upbringing, I felt like, damn man, like why people judging me and shit, and I figured out that I'm just honest with myself.
Excuse me.
And it took people to like get to maybe 30, 35 to say, yo, it's cool to do this and cool to do that.
The shit that you have been doing your entire
You know
life.
what I'm saying? Like, so for all the people out there, be honest with yourself and be who you are.
Yeah, love yourself too, man. I think that in today's society, man, it's so many different things being thrown at us that we get caught up in
Influence, wow.
You know what I mean? Instead of appreciating what we have, like even so, I'll say this, right?
Or be grateful. Shit.
Right. So I'll say this, like, so exactly, great word. Grateful is a great word to use. But even like what we doing right now, right? We got the equipment we have. We might figure we want to get more things, or we might want to have better equipment. Oh, I want to get a better mic. I want to get whatever, right? But no, we use what we got. We use what we have. So I think getting into all of the, the logistics of everything is the influence, the outside influence, looking at, whoever you might watch on the daily, like those more professional podcasts. No, you do what you do. There's some people recording podcasts off the voice note.
Off of Android.
You know what I mean? Doing their thing. So, definitely love yourself. Don't allow others' opinions to deter you from your dreams and your goals. And stay true to yourself, man. Love people too, man. That's important too, man. That's a lot of what we seeing in this world. You just was talking to me about that one situation earlier, and that kind of like blew my mind. But you never know what people dealing with. Yeah. So try to be kind to people. If you don't got nothing nice to say, stay away from them.
Also, reach out. because you never know what somebody's going to. Listen, somebody could be on the edge about to blow their head off, and you can be like, "Hey, man, have a great day." You don't know. They
Might
could turn around.
change their
You know
whole
what I'm
job
saying?
because they felt like wasn't did nobody else alone, man. Yeah, that's a hell of a thing right there.
Like suicide and depression is at an all-time high. All-time high.
Speaking of depression, do you think that you so I'm not going to ask you do you think, but I recently went through a situation. I'm not going to get
Now, I'm
into.
gonna cut you off, but listen, man. Ask me whatever you want. I'm open.
Okay, all right, cool.
Open.
So instead of me asking you, I'm gonna just speak on it and then you jump in. You know what I mean? You jump in, right? So just because I just thought that I may have been feeling that way lately. I thought that I might have been like depressed lately.
That's the reason.
Ah, yeah, not yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
I understand.
That
All right, I got a better question. What have you done to try to deal with or get over with?
what we doing right now. So that was what I was going to get into. I was going to get into like, I thought I may have been feeling that way, but I wasn't doing anything at that moment before I fell into that feeling. I wasn't doing anything outside of whatever it was I was doing that had me to fall into that point. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I talk about like creation, even communication, being able to talk to people, venting, like you said, being vulnerable, having somebody that you could talk to. Those things are very important, because the situation that I may have I don't want to sound insensitive to people's issues, right? But I'll just speak for myself when I say that what I had been dealing with might not have been that serious to me, right? But because I had nothing else to occupy my brain, my time, that's all I was thinking about. That this thing didn't go right for me. This thing didn't go right. Oh man, it could have went right if I would have just did this. If I could have did it this way, then it could have went right, right? But the fact of the matter is that it went the way that it went. So now you have to begin the process of moving forward, which is healing and getting over whatever it is that happened that made you fall into that place. So, since then and through conversation, that's why it's good to have people around you. I tell a good friend of mine all the time, even just through his conversation, he may not even intend to help me out at times, right? But because I'm such a sponge when it comes to information and learning and bettering myself, right? That if I'm around somebody who has those abilities, I'm going to absorb that energy from them.
I'm a firm believer of that.
Yeah. So, so since then, I'll just say that, I have been going I've been going shit crazy with creating things. So much so that I might end on taking on more shit than I can possibly handle at the moment. So even us doing this podcasting thing, I wanted to bring you in. Shout out to my nephew too. You know what I mean? I wanted to bring my nephew in too to just to build a team because I'm like, damn, I got so much shit. I got so much stuff lined up that I don't want to let any opportunities pass. That's number one. And I don't want to take on so much that I give bad results. You know what I'm saying?
You want to pick quality over quantity.
Right. Exactly. But at this point, I see that now this is the thing for me. Now this mentality that I have is not, I don't think that so if we just keep it on the depression thing, I don't think that I don't believe I am shadowing or covering up the feeling of depression with doing all this stuff, right? I think that this has helped me to get away from that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I can look at it's not like this is preventing me from revisiting what it was that made me feel that way, because I could revisit that and not feel that way. You see what I'm saying? I might how I may have, because I have so much other things to look forward to and to do now. It's I might, the way I may have responded to a certain situation 3 months ago, is a lot different. I'm still a work in progress. I might start heading in that direction. I say, oh shit, where you going, man? We go. You know what I mean? And then redirect myself and get right back on track. So, yeah. So, how about you? What's your take on that?
For me, I dealt with a lot of depression and anxiety. Like I never knew what anxiety was. When people were like, yo, I had anxiety attack, but I never knew what it was. Like overreacting to everything. I had to learn that, there's certain things that you just can't control. So you really got to deal with that. But like the depression thing, it happened like when my mom passed. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom was like my best friend.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a mama's boy. You know what I'm saying?
I remember your mom.
Yeah,
Mom
like,
Dukes, yeah.
like, you know.
Wasn't her posting? She had a post on well, I feel like
On Park Lane.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
everybody,
yeah.
like everybody knew my mom. Everybody
Yeah,
knew
that's
my
a
mom.
fact.
But like just
Yeah.
losing my mom, I was like, damn, like what am I gonna do with my life now? Like when she passed, I literally felt like new life. Like I was a child all over. Like right now, it's like picking up the pieces. You know what I'm saying? I literally slept in her bed for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
I ain't even eat, didn't sleep. Listen, a lot of people didn't know my mom passed until maybe like 6 months later.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I know me personally, I didn't find out. I think it was Mother's Day.
No, it was Father's Day last year. Remember? It was Father's Day.
Yeah, and I'm like, what?
You know what I'm saying? Like just dealing with that depression, and then like, family. I gotta say this: family ain't what you think it is. Like it's not like them little movies like Family Matters and like House of Pain and all that. It's not always that. Like in the black community, it's more toxic than positive. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think that is?
Because not really just the family aspect, more like the black community. It's like always competition. So from my immediate family, it's like competition. You know what I'm saying? Since I'm the youngest child, I have a sister and 2 other brothers, and like this always excluded me. That's why like I be on some introvert shit.
Do you think? Let me ask you this: do you think that them excluding you had something to do with your relationship with your mom? Do you think that they was jealous of that?
That could be that too. It could be that too.
And you the youngest, right?
Yeah, but,
So I get that.
Like when it comes to that, they always feel like I get away with shit. But I be like, yo, I don't need to do nothing to get away with it. Like I never got booked. I don't get in trouble. I just stay to myself.
Yeah.
They get in trouble. And I'm not trying to put their business out there.
Yeah,
but,
no, I mean,
that's their business. Who cares? You know,
we're not getting deep into it. You just
but it's like
touching. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But like just losing her, it's like, yo, I can't turn on my sister. You can't turn on my brothers because they're not there for me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That just caused me to go straight into depression. Anybody know me know that, yo, I go to the gym. Like that's my like therapy.
Yeah.
It was even to a point where I didn't even go to the gym for like 3 months.
That's crazy.
I didn't even go to the gym. And you know what I'm saying?
At one point on the gram, before I got this new gram, at one point you was that was all you did. Yeah. That's all I seen you post was you in the gym, or either that or your son.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
So how I got over that was, just remembering my mom's voice. She would always be like, "Yeah, do it or do it. What you doing in the house? Go to the gym. Do this." So like one day I just heard her voice like, "Yo, why you in the house? Go to the gym." So that's when I started picking up the pieces, and also doing some soul searching. You know what I'm saying? Looking in the mirror, looking directly into myself, and like, yo, what's my problems? You know what I'm saying?
That's important. That's very important.
What's my problem? You know what I'm saying? I noticed that I kept a lot of things bottled up. You know what I'm saying? I kept a lot of things bottled up. You know what I'm saying? But once I started letting them out, I felt like an even better person. I'm still dealing with shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Also, I advise people to read books. You know what I'm saying? Because
we'll do a segment too, like as we move forward. Like that's something that I want to do too, because you probably I'm not the best. I mean, I can read. I'm just not the best at like committing to it. So you know, I have books in my phone right now, in the Apple book right now, and I'm just not the best at committing to it. But I think you're absolutely right, because knowledge is power, and if you know, the more you know, the more you grow.
Yeah, I'm a biography and memoir dude. Like,
okay.
Like I like watching interviews and like learning people.
That's me too.
Because then like I'm like, dang, he worked for $100 million, and we got the same problems. You know what I'm saying?
Human beings,
like, I look at that type of shit.
So that's what we doing here, man. We gonna figure out a way. We gonna work together. And so just before we go forward, let's rest in peace, my Dukes, for sure. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, man.
You know, I'm gonna cut you off, but another thing that's always in the back of my mind is that my mom and dad both died at 57.
That's
listen, and that makes me put like, yo, we need to really watch our health.
Absolutely.
Like 57, that's young.
That's very young.
You know, that's very young.
That's less than, I mean, what's that, 20 years from now for me? So I always say that, like, just in terms of years, I think about at the age I'm at that I would have to work. You know, if I stayed on society's time, I would have to work for 30 more years. And I ain't got it in me. I think I only been working, I've been working 21, 35. I've been working 20 years, bro. Shit crazy. You get your first job at 16?
Yeah, and you getting
been working 20 years.
And you getting peanuts, bro. We getting peanuts.
Oh no, like my nigga, what do you say? What Pac say, Doc? He said like my nigga Napoleon said, somebody gotta explain why I ain't got shit.
Yeah.
I've been working too hard. Damn. 20 years in the workforce? That's heavy, man. But what I was saying is that's what we want to do here. That's what my goal is to encourage for us to do here is to build that family. Obviously you have your family, but through creation and building, you know what I mean? Like this podcast is just one of many things that I plan on doing moving forward. So I thought it would be great to have you. I didn't know all of those things about you, but I knew how important your mother was to you. So I didn't. I wanted to use. I always sat back and tried to figure out ways to help you. So if this is one of the ways, I may help you in other ways, right? But I'm just
To
talking
be
about.
honest, that's why I always give you flowers because like, like not even a brother. Like you've been on like some dad shit.
Yeah.
Like no,
Oh
no real
shit.
shit. You've been on like some dad
Yeah.
shit. 'Cause, like, even
Well,
for me,
I got. Hey, Kai, make sure you beep this joint out when I say it or the shit. I got 6 kids, man. Well, just beep out that part. I got big kids.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you want some dad shit. Like
So
even,
that's just part of. I think that's just part of my like my personality. Yeah.
yeah, but like you just been giving game. Like even to the
Yeah.
point like one thing you said to me that it stuck with me. I even tried to do it to my son. Like he was like, yeah, man, my son he didn't want to do it. But he was gonna sit there until he did it. You know what I'm saying? Right with left hand, right hand.
Discipline. It's called
Yeah.
discipline, and a lot of us, I feel like a lot of us young men. So this is what I'll say, just in terms of that. Like I didn't have a father, so a lot of my analogies may or may not be correct. I don't know. I'm just going off of what what I did, what the feeling that I felt like I missed, I guess, or that I wanted as a kid. So like
I feel
even
the
just
same
being
way.
there.
I feel the same
Yeah,
exact
so
way.
just and I think a lot of good fathers are like that, that some young men are fortunate to have their father, shout outs to all the fathers that are actually there. But some people are actually fortunate enough to have their father, but not everybody is. So, I think when you see that guy that didn't have a father influence, and even I can even tell you this, Quan, like, what you say I am to you, I didn't have for myself. So it's amazing that you would feel like I'm somebody that could be that for you, right? But I also say this to you too, like I haven't been the most responsible person. So hearing you say that to me made me want to be more mindful of how I am. Period, right? Because you never know. You never know who you're influencing. So I want to make sure that whether it's you or any other young men, my children, my sons, my daughters, I want to make sure that I'm influencing them in the correct ways. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, I think a lot of that how I am came from just not having that. I played sports. I taught myself like as successful as I was. Even this shit that you see us doing here, this is shit that we taught ourselves. My man Kyle, like taught himself. This is all him. You feel what I'm saying?
Shout
Like,
out to Uncle Kai,
yeah,
man.
that's a fact, man. And but see that I think this is what I want us to do now. Imagine a young fella like not Kai in particular, but a young fellow who has those kinds of talents and those dreams. That hustle, that drive, that has somebody that's willing to go through the path with them and help direct them and keep them, give them the structure they need. As a teenager, my mother, she was working. She had to do what she had to do to make sure that we ate. We had clothes on our back and that the lights stayed on. We could wash our asses and all that, right? So she couldn't make it to my baseball game, right? Or she wasn't there a lot of those nights because, in my teenage years, she wasn't home a lot of those nights because she was picking up extra shifts. You know what I'm saying? And they say idle time is the devil's playground. You know what I mean? So when you got a lot of time on your hand, that's when you start getting into bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? But I say all of that to say that it's important for all parents, but mainly fathers to be present in their children's lives, period. But most importantly, their sons, because we're showing even vice versa. I feel the same way about like women with their daughters, because they say that again, fathers are equally as important, but I'm just talking about in terms of the future. Who's going to teach that young man how to carry himself as a young man? Where does he learn those lessons from if nobody is teaching him? So, society thinks that that men are supposed to just know because we're men. But where do they get the idea of how to carry themselves as a man if they aren't shown, if they aren't exposed to it? You know what I'm saying? So, a lot of the times when a young man is being raised by his mom, who picking up his mother, even if he is a man, but not saying he's gonna be gay, but
Picking up his mom's
yeah,
traits.
he picks up feminine like traits. So it's very important that and that go back to like even when you talk about family toxicity, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people are, so it's important that we start figuring out who we about to conceive children with because we.
Firm believer of that.
Yeah, I didn't get that lesson, bro.
Listen, man. Me and
Hey,
my
bro,
child,
when you done, can I get a water?
me and my child's mom are great friends. We're
Okay.
great friends, but the first 3 years made me say, I'm not doing this again.
Yeah.
Not doing this again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I ain't getting married or some
Yeah.
shit, I ain't doing it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you might the baddest girl you see in the club, you think she bad, but yo, you have a kid with her? No. You don't even know.
Yeah, you gotta start talking to people. You gotta start having conversation. Getting them to read out loud and such. Yeah, getting them to read out loud, making sure they can read because they're gonna be, teaching your son or your daughter some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? So I like
5 plus 3 is 12.
21. 21. So like they gotta, and I think a lot of that comes from, I don't know, like I'm no scientist, I'm no philosopher, but I'm pretty sure if you do the studies, like all of that stuff is intertwined with each other, like the lack thereof, how children are being raised, what they're being exposed to, it makes up for who they become as adults. Yeah. And now this is the part though.
That was in one of the books I just read.
Okay, see, I don't even read.
It said that people's personality it's come from different aspects of people. So you might be funny, so he'll pick that, like your son picked that up, but your mom might be serious, he'll pick that up.
Yeah.
His cousin might get into fights, he'll pick that up, and they'll all intertwine into one.
Yeah, into a fireball.
Yep,
that's a fact. And I think too, but see, that's where for me, that's where structure comes into play, whether it's from a man or a woman. I'm not here to say that the father is the enforcer, because the mother can be. I was raised by my mom and she was a pretty damn good enforcer, but you put a lot. I feel like it's just once you hit that certain age, once you start getting hair on your chest and all that shit like that, is you gonna respect your mom, you gonna love her, but it's just like it's a little different. You know what I mean? You're gonna try your mom, even if you aren't a troubled youth. I just feel like you're gonna just start trying to do little, you know what I mean? And I think when you got your father there, I'll say this about my son. Shout out to my son. Shout out to both my sons. From my experiences, it's just certain things that they just don't do with me. And that's no slight to their mothers. I just think that my son is smart enough to know the difference. His mother coddles him and put the head on the boobs and all that shit like that. And me, I'm like right with him. I'm right at him. But also too, I'll say this too, Klein. Like he, I'll speak on this. Like my son was having some trouble at the end of the grade. I don't know. It's always some stuff going on. I'm just grateful that things are going smooth at the moment concerning his mother and I. But anyhow, excuse me. Where was I getting? I lost train of thought. I was saying my son.
Was getting in trouble.
He's getting in trouble in school, but my thing is, he wasn't. I don't know. It's just certain things he knows. Even when you go to the school. So one of the times he got suspended a few times, right? So one of the times he got suspended, I reinstated him at the school, and it's nothing but women in there. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that young men need.
Yo, I hate seeing that shit, yo.
It's nothing but women, bro.
That shit, 'cause I'm like,
but you got to think about the job of a teacher. Like, ain't no real man. I mean, no disrespect to male teachers, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? That would have to be your passion. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see male teachers or even female teachers, I'm pretty sure it's a passion of theirs because they don't make a lot of money to do what they're doing. You know what I mean? So it's more than likely a passion of them. So shout out to the educators, the teachers. But we just need young, but it's not the teacher's job to make. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like that shit started at home.
It started at home, but all those problems intertwine. Like they go right back. You know what I mean? So let me ask you this. So the father isn't there for the young man. Mm-hmm. There isn't no male presence in the schools that he attend. So these issues, these problems that he has, the lack of taking answering to authority. Where and when does he learn how to do that?
That's a good question.
I got to answer.
My opinion. Okay. Most times they don't.
Okay. And what tends to happen?
either dead or in jail.
There we go.
And I don't. I
That-
hate seeing. I hate.
I
Seeing
mean,
that.
no, you touching on something. That's what I would say. I would say that. I mean, a lot of the times, I mean, that's not everybody's case, but a lot of the times that is the results that we see. I know for me, I spent a lot of time in jail. You know what I'm saying? For dumb stuff, nothing, but for things that I should have been taught about.
Life.
You know what I mean? And I had to learn the hard way is my point. You know what I mean? So had I had the opportunity to learn them early in life, I wouldn't have made those kinds of decisions when I made those kinds of decisions. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. So go ahead, say your part and then I'll
No, like even like the structure part, right? So I come from a broken home. Me and a lot of other friends come from broken homes, right? But my best friend, he's African. He comes from structure, culture. His mom is married to a stepdad, and guess what happened? He got married. Another one of my friends, his mom and dad was married for what, 30 years, 40 years, and guess what? He got married. But me, I'm 30. I ain't married, and I ain't nowhere near married. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, well, like I said, it all starts from home. You know what I'm saying? You
what you see, what you're supposed to,
you gonna
yeah.
do what you taught.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's all. Listen, this is our just so y'all know, this is our introduction episode. Next time we come at y'all, we going because just having this kind of conversation, I just in that little segment right there, I just thought about like three different topics that we could have touched on, man.
I got something in the clip.
Yeah, so we gonna shout out to the viewers and the listeners, So next by our second or third episode, we gonna have this thing down pat because I could just tell by how this flowing. This is freestyle too. This is all genuine. The only thing we did was talk about doing it and we got right to it, just so y'all know. You know what I mean? So but I'll say this though, Quan, like it's very important that children get a fair chance. It's unfortunate that not every child gets.
That's one thing about me. I ain't gonna say it's a flaw of mine about children. I feel like all kids are good. I feel like all kids is good. You know what I'm saying?
Well, where do they learn bad from? They don't learn bad on their own. So you're right. I would agree.
All right, so I ain't gonna throw nobody on the bus. I ain't gonna say my name. So
Yeah,
I know.
we don't want to get canceled.
Yeah. I mean, I'm already canceled to be honest. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever. No, but I know this. I know this girl who has two sons.
Okay.
Right? One has a dad there,
Okay.
and the other child's dad is like inconsistent.
Okay.
And I see the road they're going down because of inconsistency and the influence that the influence he's seeing is like hip hop culture.
I mean,
and
he was all raised off of that, man.
But I feel like it's like different now. I hate to be the old head to say that, but like you probably come from like the Dipset era, swaggy.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I come from like you could say the party rap.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah. So give me an example of who was like just a few examples of.
All right, so when I was in high school, who was popping
around that time? So do the Dougie, them niggas,
like that
do the jerk and
that was my shit. I ain't gonna hold you.
And listen, what's the other niggas? I used to rock with what's the name?
Cat Daddy.
What's the other boys? What's the bass guy? What's them niggas name? I got my Vans on, but they look like
the Pack.
Yeah,
The Pack.
I used to rock with them. Yeah,
those were my niggas.
that was your era in school.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now they got like all this drill shit. Like my little brother be posting guns and shit. Sometimes
You gotta get with him, man.
I be thinking about it, but it's like, yo, should I even do it? Because is he too far gone? Because Peep, his mom died too. We got the same dad. His mom died last year. You know what I'm saying? So,
but you never know, Quan. Like, I mean, I wouldn't sit up here.
I'm gonna reach out to him.
Yeah,
like,
just
no
I mean, you don't have. I'm not. I understand that life is hard, but I would say like you don't know. You don't know because what you tell me about me, I didn't know until you said it to me. Like the way that you view me, I wouldn't have known it without you telling me. So you don't know what he may feel about you. So just tossing him to be, especially out here in Philly, man. You just got to be. Excuse me, want to be mindful. I mean,
it's gangs, bro. It was never gangs. That's like an LA thing.
I mean, I know, man. We didn't. I mean, we. I guess we was. I guess we. I guess you could consider it gangs, but it wasn't gang culture. You know what I mean?
I think it was like a crew.
Yeah,
Like, yo, it's my
yeah,
man's now. But now it's like
yeah,
what they say, like
yeah,
zoo gang
yeah.
and all that. Like,
We didn't have like. We didn't have who you call it. It wasn't like structured like gangs. The gangs of LA are more structured in the sense of they have rules about how they operate. Those things don't exist here in Philadelphia. They don't have structures and rules as to how they operate. It's more like areas and stuff like that. But I mean, shout out to the youth, man. That's doing positive things with their life, man. And shout out to even the ones that might not be in the best situations, but they trying to find they trying to find a way out. Man, it's that's another thing. Kai and I talked about recently was all the talent in the city. They doing all the dances and all that stuff like that, man.
And the social media stuff, it's so much talent found on social media.
Yeah,
You just gotta take advantage of it.
yeah. And we just living it's a new world, man. It's a new world order. We literally are in the midst of a new world order, and some people gonna catch it, some people ain't, man. And that's just, but that's life. Everybody can't make it. How do I say that, John? Everybody can't make it. So I think some. I don't know. I gotta get my bars on point because I like referencing bars when they go with my point. But I think that's a ever since I made it to the top.
Oh, he used to rap too. Go cop that mixtape. It's still on
Who?
that, right?
Oh man, he talking about some old shit.
No, yeah.
He talking about some old shit.
Go look up Ed Pesh.
Yeah,
even though it's underrated right now.
Look, there you go. The car go. He going. Bing. Pop that shit on there with that fifth. Yeah. But no, listen. Whatever we could do. I came up in a time. When I came up in an era where like you said, Dipset. So just talking about like not having guidance and all that stuff like that. Like no. The likes of like Dipset and Jay-Z and all those guys, like I listen to them guys, I listen to what they say, but that's what happens that's a lot of what's happening today. When you don't have guidance, you don't have a father, you're looking for something. And we're not blaming the rappers. We're not saying it's their fault because
of course
they're doing their job. Their job is to entertain, right? So, but when you lack certain things, you're looking for that, you're searching for that, and then you try to find it. And I think the easiest place to find it, and especially nowadays, is whether either on the internet or, in the music. Yep. So yeah, I believe that if. Just to go back to the original, just to bring us all the way to the top.
Another thing too, we gotta stop this black men thing for the kids thing.
Say it again?
We gotta stop this whole notion that all black men are deadbeats. We gotta stop that because
yeah, but see that. Hold on, we not even going to entertain that, bro. Because all right. So before you go any further, let me just say this, man. You got it. This come along with understanding people. People who say all black men are deadbeat. Like what? You don't even know all black men. That's number one.
That's my point.
That's number one.
That's my point.
And you got to just understand this about certain people, Quan, that people project. They project. That's like someone. That's like me, right? Mm-hmm. Knowing my situation with my children and baby moms, right? That's like me walking around hating women, like literally, like like no, I'm not like that. Like no matter how many times I may have messed up, no matter how many times I may have failed, I'm always looking for another opportunity. Not always looking for another opportunity, but I'm always open to another opportunity. You see what I'm saying? So the effects of my past, they don't have to affect my future moving, moving forward. But that stuff is, I don't even, people that talk like that they're just other hurt people. You know what I mean?
And all that. Like, I'm just saying, I just had to put that out there.
Yeah, no, but I understand. But even with that, Quan, like how I evaluate stuff, like I would even like, even saying that they miserable, right? Like I think that if you dig a little bit more deeper, you're gonna get an answer as to why that is too, because you don't know what someone has went to. That's my thing too. So even if they're spewing negative energy towards you, right? This where you being a master of your emotions and a master of your thoughts come into play, right? Is, and I'm saying this from not from a judgmental standpoint, because I might not be the best person at that, right? But I understand, right, that the way I should be, even if I'm not always perfect at being that way, I understand how I should be. So I'll say this, right? So you might want to understand that it's a reason for everything. So so we'll talk back to that. So if a woman is saying all black men are deadbeats, right? Or even if men are, no, say that. Even if a black man is saying that, all like I don't date black women, and with total disregard for the fact that his mother and his sister and all that stuff like that, right? I feel like it's a deeper rooted issue. I don't know. I want to know what that is.
I feel like what you're saying right there, piggyback off that, somebody did something to that person to make
Absolutely.
them hate that type of person.
So, and that, to me, that is, they're a victim at some point in their life, right? So, and they never had the opportunity to heal.
Or also sometimes it could be just plain victim.
Okay.
I don't mean to sound like insensitive, but some people, they take that victim shit and run with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you got to heal too. I mean, it depends. I mean, look, this is what I say, Quan. This is what I would say about victims, right? Depending on what, because we is victims of sexual abuse, is victims of physical abuse. Right. So that's why I'm saying too. It just depends. It depends the circumstances. Now this is what I'm saying. Oh, I didn't have my father, but I'm a father, a bunch of kids, and I'm still complaining about not having my father. That would be like what you're talking about, like like still playing the victim. But some people, some situations are so traumatizing that people, they might not never be able to recover from that. You know what I mean? So, but that's why I encourage you. That's why I sit here and I encourage you to try to. Sometimes some people make it hard, man. I ain't gonna lie. Some people make it hard to give a fuck about them, right? But you would do yourself a great service by just at least overstanding the situation in the sense to say, like, yo, first off, I know I'm not saying this is you, but I'm just saying if you were in that position, like, first off, I know I'm not a deadbeat. I know that all black men, I know a few good fathers. And why is she saying, oh, so maybe she didn't have her father? Because did she have her father? Probably not. And because she ain't have her father, she probably made some bad decisions about the men that she chose to be with.
Or not trying to be insensitive again, but a lot of like even with me, you lay up with somebody that you don't even know.
I mean, we all have done that.
I'm just saying, you lay up with somebody.
But that's where I feel like that's where accountability sets in with that person. But that's where also too where you're overstanding, because you gotta just, when people start talking like that, when I hear people talking like that, and if they excuse me, my fault, I was getting a phone call. I have to return that. I thought I had my phone on do not disturb, but anyhow,
gotta put it in your pocket, baby boy.
Yeah, I got all them kids, man. So one of my kids might be calling me. I don't know. Might gotta shut this joint down.
King of the county shit.
That's
King of the county and king of the castle.
This dude,
KOC,
crazy, dog.
KOC.
They gonna be coming at my neck all crazy, dog. Everybody gonna want beef.
Listen,
I ain't no king of no king.
Okay, you're not king of the county. King of the county, king of the hill,
king of Kyle Win.
No,
I'm really the king of Kyle Win.
King of the hill, king of the hill, and king of the castle. Which one?
King of Kyle Win, right? So I'll tell you this about me living in Kyle Win. I forget what my point was. I missed it, but whatever. We'll move forward. But shout out before I move forward. Shout out to all the people that's going through stuff, dealing with shit, and trying to get through it. That's what I'll say. But in terms of Kyle Win, when we moved out Kyle Win, we probably moved out. My mom had moved out Kyle Win maybe in 2000. Oh no, I'm lying to you. 1997. My nephew, 25, he was a baby when she moved out there. I was like 10. But we was the third black family on the block. Like, it wasn't new. It was like, the first day we moved, the first day she showed me the house, I remember thinking like Forrest Gump or some shit like that. Like, dog, because I'm from the city. So she bring me to the suburbs. I'm like, yo, this shit gonna be like some Forrest Gump.
They was watering the grass.
Bro, they was the wives definitely used to do their gardening and stuff. Yeah, they did. It was a different world back then in 97.
I don't really tell people, but I'm from Southwest and shit.
Okay.
But I had moved to Lansdowne, right? And we was the third black people on the block.
Yeah.
Right? When I got there, I'm like, yo, this shit foreign. Like, remember, Doc's Deli?
Yeah.
I used to be like, yo, I can't eat their food.
Because it's white people.
Yeah,
food.
it's like man, you eating that shit. You used to black people joints, little pizza shop up the stop.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But when I got there, like everybody was.
Doc's my shit.
Yeah, that is my shit though. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, they good.
That
They
is my
got the.
shit.
I think they got the shout out to Cheesesteak Run Riz Mac. I'm a maybe you could maybe I don't know. We might gotta charge it. We gotta charge you for that. We gotta charge you for that promo. But anyhow, no. Shout out to Riz Mac, my man Riz, Foodie Life Mac, with the cheesesteak run. But one of the things I keep asking him to do is do a Doc's versus Leo's.
Yeah, I ain't never been to Leo's, but for me, it's Doc's the
Doc's.
best.
Yeah, I think Doc's the
county.
best county. No, that's a fact. I think they the best.
I don't want no Philly people coming over eating our cheesesteaks since we're not wanted in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to the county and get our cheesesteaks.
That's something young. I be saying that shit, but that's
I don't be paying no mind, but
I gotta remember, Quan. We a little. All right, I gotta remember that you're a little bit, a couple years younger.
No, that's the thing.
But I seen some John. I seen a few Johns. I seen
the 690 John, the Flood John.
seen that John. I seen some girls, two girls. They was hot too. They from Philly, and they was saying, "Oh, it was when the John from Atlanta had did the John like something. That is not Atlanta. You remember
that John.
That is not Atlanta.
Lotto.
And then it ain't Lotto. It's some other John, some dark skin joint. But Lotto might have hopped on that beat, but it's not her song. It's some dark skin John, her song. But and she hot too. I don't know her name. But anyhow, some young Jones from Philly had did like that. That is not Philly, but they was definitely grinding like Darby up and stuff like that. They was trying to grind this up. But I think that's more like some younger generation stuff because I guess when I was younger we went through that too. People used to be ashamed to be from Darby, be from the county.
Darby.
Or no, they used to call us Darbarians.
Yeah, they still call us that.
The Darbarians.
Or they be like, that's not the county. That's the extended Southwest.
But I mean, I'll say this much: like, it's still in terms of influence and culture, it's still the same. It's no different. It might, what it might be. I think the difference between certain parts of Philly is, and then not all parts of Philly, but certain parts of Philly, and then the county is that most parents have, or not even our parents, but I'm just saying, even now, like you might got people moving from out of the city into the county to try to give somebody might be from one of the worst parts in the city and they feel like, it ain't really that bad up there. You know what I mean? It's different. Yeah, it might be stuff going on, but it ain't nothing like where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? They give people a chance to live a little bit better. So
a little more peace.
Yeah. So I don't get in. I see all that stuff, but that's like some younger generation stuff that I see. Yeah. So, but I can't tell you a time ever in my life where I went into the city and had a problem. Oh, you from Darby? You gotta get out of here, dog. That's some back in the day. That's something totally different. But I think the issue with that there is when people that's like some younger generation stuff, man. People just gotta stick to their guns, man. Stay focused on what's important and don't let the bullshit bring you down. You know what I mean?
I feel you, my son.
Yeah, we gonna be good, man. Listen, I'm gonna smoke you in 2K though. I ain't even gonna lie. Hey Kyle, listen, he tried to take it, because that's the joint he had back in the day, the 2K14. He tried to run me on that joint. I'm gonna smoke him on that joint, man. You don't got nothing to say. You had all that shit down because I put him on. He had all this shit to say yesterday. Now he got the cameras on. He don't got nothing to say. No, talk your shit, young fella.
I don't smoke, but I guess I gotta smoke that which one?
That Pesci pack?
No, underrated pack.
The underrated, yeah, that joint underrated. You better not roll too much of that shit up, bro. Nah, but I think this was good, man. I like this, man. This was a nice.
It's not over, is it?
It's getting close. We getting close, but we're not closing just yet. But I just wanted to, wrap it. But yeah, this is good. I like what we got going on here. I think that we could definitely. I don't know how this audio is set. No, this is my first time doing this too. So, just to whoever hear this and see this, know that too. This is all fresh, and for our potential followers and listeners. As you stick with us and go through our journey with us, you'll see the growth in us, and you'll see how because that's what we plan on doing. We plan on, getting better with time, like some fine wine. You know what I mean?
All right, I got one for you.
What you got?
Let me think of one. Top 3 rappers all time. I have to say top 3, so I can make it difficult for you.
All time. I mean, I'm gonna say my. I don't see. This is what I'm saying too,
Listen,
right?
remember, back to art. It's all about the beholder. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah. That's what I'm gonna give you. But that's what I'm saying too. So when you say, so when I hear those kind of questions, I think to myself, I think, like, are we talking like in general? Like, are we trying to debate facts, or are we just talking about personal? It don't matter because I'm gonna debate facts, right? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you what's what. So what you want to hear? My top 3?
Yeah. You already know my top 3.
No, I mean of all time.
Yeah.
Of all time, I don't want to be cliche. I don't want to. I don't want to put Pac and Big in it.
I gotta put,
And no,
gotta put.
I mean,
For me,
okay,
for
so
me, I gotta put because
okay,
I'm going off influence.
okay, I understand, and I don't want to do that because I
But he's number 2 or 3. I'm sorry,
who
Pop. I'm sorry.
yeah. So I mean, me is gonna be Jay gonna be my top guy. I'm gonna just say I just got to be honest.
By default, to be honest, I ain't gonna hold you.
How is it by default?
No, I'm talking about for me.
All right.
I've been listening to some Jay-Z lately.
Yeah.
It's default. Like it has to be default.
Nah, Jay, one of the best. One of the see. This is the thing about Jay, and you'll learn
The
as you get
best.
older. I'm gonna tell you because Jay is so advanced that I'll tell you this that when he was switching up from we was still in jerseys. He told us to rock jerseys in headbands, right? He told us that was cool. Then the nigga went and did blazers, and I don't know. You probably was too young
I
for that
remember
era.
change clothes. No,
He was
no,
doing blazers.
What more can I say?
Yeah, he was doing blazers.
Don't wear
This was
jerseys
like the
in
Barack
third
Obama
place.
era, right before the Barack Obama era. He was doing blazers and button ups. You feel what I'm saying?
But there was like a 4X though.
I mean, that was the sign of the
I know.
time.
I just-
Yeah, so they was 4X, but it was fly.
Size 8 fitted.
So I'm just saying, even when you go back and just look at that time, that he was way more advanced than a lot of people. He was switching from street shit. Niggas was still on street bullshit, and he was advanced in the game, stepping the game up. So I say that to say that he's a lot more advanced, even in his music, than what a lot of people understand. So that's why he's my number one, my top guy. I'm gonna throw a newer guy in there. I'm gonna throw a newer guy in there, and then I'm gonna just throw a random for 3 because I listen to so much music. I don't know. I'm gonna do Cole. To me, Cole number 2. I mean, yeah, I'm taking Cole over Kendrick any day, man. I just feel like I feel like nobody messing with him, man.
The American Bob Marley.
That's exactly who he is, and if you look at the whole setup is like that. He know.
He's more like Rob Marley.
Yeah, he know exactly what he doing. Jermaine Marley. Yeah, no, that's a fact too. But Cole, to me, Cole is probably one of the, as far as that new wave. See, Kendrick, my thing about Kendrick, it took me a long time to like Kendrick. But I think to what I'm accustomed to listening to and how I'm accustomed to listening to it, Cole is more relatable in that sense. Like Kendrick is very creative. He is very gifted at what he does. I just think that it has been times throughout his career that for me that it wasn't relatable and it wasn't digestible. Cole has nothing that Cole has put out was like the only thing that might have been like that was the change clothes. What was that change? No. On eyes for no. I'm talking about for Cole. For your eyes only, the second jump. I called it Change Clothes, but he got a song called Change and a song called Folding Clothes on that album, but it's called For Your Eyes Only. But I think that was more like I don't think he was. Cole might have been going through something at that time. He might have been going through like a depression at that time. You know what I mean?
You think that's the transition he started doing?
Yeah. He was, and he kind of getting back to like even what you hear him, even though he on some like, like above, like I'm doing some, like you said, Bob Marley. Like even he only on that tight time, he's still talking shit. You know what I mean? He still put it together real well. You know what I mean? So Cole gonna be my number 2. And this is just mine. Like, I don't want nobody out there trying to grind me up. I don't want burst a brain vessel thinking about it. And again, no disrespect to Big and Pac. I feel like Big and Pac should have their own category, and the conversation should only be between them two.
I feel like Jay in that conversation. Like you got it. Like Jay is undisputed.
In the conversation of what?
Big and Pac. Like when you say they got their own conversation, I think Jay should be in that conversation.
Yeah, but Jay, I feel like Jay is going to The only reason why it's Big and Pac, let me tell you this. The only reason why it's Big and Pac, not that Big and Pac wasn't good, but the older I get, the more I understand.
They were the first to do it. I
And
believe.
but I just feel like they don't have enough. It's just not enough. They did enough in their time for us to even be sitting here nowadays in 2022 talking about them. But I just feel like Jay just surpassed.
I understand what you're saying. For me,
He surpassed that.
listen, from what you're saying is, see what Pac is. He made a large amount of music at one point, so it was no real growth. Like Jay-Z went from hustling to bling to champagne to suits to generational wealth, but Tupac went from
Pac had Pac
the black
lived,
man.
he would have got to all
I
of that.
feel
He
like-
would have
I feel
gotten
like,
all of
yeah,
that.
yeah. I understand what you're saying.
He would have gotten all of that. I just like in terms of music, I just feel like the conversation should just be between Big and Pac because that's just what it was. Like I feel like you just and even doing that is a bit much.
They the Mozart of like they so.
Or you just take all the or what you start doing is you just stop comparing them to living acts, right? I think we should give a category for how do I want to say it? Gone too soon rappers, right? Because you could throw. I wouldn't mind debating between Big Pac, throwing Nip in there, throwing Big Pun in there, throwing Big L in there. That's 5 guys, and then you know what I mean. And they all guys that were very talented at what they did. They just didn't have the opportunity to grow beyond what they did. You know what I mean? Big L was mean too. It was listen. I love Jay, but it was a point in time where Big L was where Jay-Z was Big L little man. Like as far as like the music went, he was. Yeah, I was listening to that joint and Cam, one of my guys too. But they was all like Big L little men. They was like the little guys.
Cameron.
Yeah. But I think that's what we should start doing with that. We should start doing like when we talking about Big and Pac, like we all the time. It's just too many rappers.
I know that's why.
It's too many rap.
so
I'm just talking about my top 3. These might not even be because you still got Kiss and Styles. Like I might, as a matter of fact, Styles is top 5.
Yo, to be honest, I feel the same way, but it's just hard for me to just pick one or the other. It's almost like Outkast for me.
Style.
It's like Outkast for me. I'm listening. I'm never going to put 3 Stacks over Big Boy. I'm never going to do it.
Listen, stop. Okay, I understand. I follow you. Okay, I see where you went there. But you know, it's 3 of them, right? But I'm just telling you, no disrespect to Kiss.
I'm sorry, Sheik.
Listen, listen. No disrespect to Kiss. Kiss has been running this shit. He has been a guy for a long time, and I think that Styles had such a image with him. You know what I mean? That he probably didn't have the opportunity to do as much in the industry as he probably could. But lyrically, like we just talking about rap and none of that other bullshit. We just talking.
I remember I told you that a few months ago. I was like, yo, why people don't talk about Styles? You say too underground.
Listen, Styles is top 5. After I listened to his one joint, eyes is the windows to the house. I mean that joint. That album right there, I said Styles, he gotta be top 5.
And he keep dropping, dropping.
No, I shout out to Styles, man. And I like what he doing with his son. He got his son producing. Him and his son actually did a whole project together. Yeah. But just like in terms of like lyricism and rapping and putting shit together, Styles top 5. So there you go. I'ma just run up out of here. Jay number 1. So this is what I did. I gave you like a superstar. Like an all-time guy, Jay, because Jay was doing this shit in the 80s. You need to understand, right? He was Hawaiian Sophie. That was in the 80s. Like Jay got documentations as far as music back in the 80s. So probably like what he say 88 in London, pull the Benz. Type it in, Google's your friend, bruh. Like he'll tell you, like, no, you don't believe me? Go look it up. You know, so Jay is my all-time guy. And I'll say for like as far as like new, like going into the future, you know, because Jay don't even rap no more. But as far as active, yeah, but he'll probably give us some more work. But I'm just saying, not as far as being a rapper, we probably heard a lot more from Cole in the last 3 years than we did from Jay. Jay gonna give you at least, if he's not gonna give you an album, he's gonna jump on somebody's shit every year. That's what he does. So if he doesn't complete an album, he's gonna at least drop something. So I got Cole as my number 2 guy, and then Styles would be my underrated guy. Underrated pick.
Mention.
No. He's in there. Number like as far as this top 3, he top 5 to me, but like all time. But I'm going sticky in the top 5 just cause like you know what I mean. Somebody ain't getting in there. Styles got it. So who you who you say Big Pop? So who Big and Pop? Who's before Big? You said top 3. You said
I'm not able to put them in there.
No.
They got their own category. I'm not able to put them.
Okay, so give me your 3 then. So give me 3 without them.
Number 1 is X, of course.
Rest in peace. That ain't bad. Against a J, yeah, I like that.
No, Jay's up there with Big and Pop for me.
Okay, all right, okay.
Because to be honest, like
it was a point in time where X kind of like had J.
Yeah, no, but
shaking.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
there was like a riot, but Nas.
Okay.
Okay. That's my guy.
Okay. Nas is good. I like what Nas is doing right now.
Like 2 misses for me. I'm like, I ain't listen to that shit.
Okay. which 2 was it? Call them out.
Like the joint with Kanye. Listen.
That's one of my favorite. You don't like that, Joe? Don't nobody like that one. I like the Nasir album.
Listen, man. Listen. If Nas listen to this right now, don't ever work with Kanye again.
Chill. Yeah, I ain't even mentioned Ye. Damn, Ye one of my top guys too. What was the second one?
Nas and X. The third one, I was gonna say Kanye, but to be honest, he's my top 3 influence. But I like people that write their own raps.
Okay, so who number 3?
Kiss.
Okay, that ain't a bad job. I mean, I actually like that. Like, I like that matchup. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Cool and Nas. You know what I'm saying? Nas might get out on Cool. That's his little man, but I like that matchup though. That'd be a nice matchup, Cool versus Nas. But DMX.
I feel like
Cool, Nas, and then Kiss and Styles. I feel
like Cole and Nas almost the same person.
Yeah. Well,
they almost the same.
You ever hear a song "Let Nas Down"?
Yeah, and then I heard
he was very influential.
You let me down. I heard that joint like the response. Like
yeah, that's a. He's heavily influenced by Nas. He said he used to write the raps and tape them up on his wall. You know what I mean? So yeah, shout out to those guys. Rest in peace to X. Yeah, man.
Shout out, man. Who he died too, yo.
Yeah.
Yo, that day stopped.
That was a hard joint.
Yeah,
that was a hard joint. I was at work when they did it. When they posted it on Instagram.
You know, it's crazy too. Like I used to think like, yo, DMX is a walking testament of God because after all the shit he been through, God just kept giving him another chance until he ain't giving him more chances.
Yeah, I mean to be honest, I think X lived. This would be a good conversation for another episode, but I'll just briefly touch on like X kind of remind me of it's another one that me and Kai talk about a lot lately. Oskino. I think that they kind of like had similar pain. I'll say I don't know. I won't compare their stories, but pain like as far as like as a kid, you know what I mean, and having to deal with crazy stuff as a kid, but then getting like gaining some type of success. But even through your successes, you got yeah. So that'll touching on Oskino bring or even digging into DMX story would be a good topic too. But
listen, we got some juice for y'all.
Yeah, some smoke. Where you up? You don't want no smoke? All right, you don't want no smoke.
Underrated pack.
Ducking the smoke. He ducking the smoke, Kai. He said he don't want no smoke.
I'm the type to clown.
All right, we got this. I think Kai gave us the signal. Maybe about 45 minutes. Was it for a bit?
No. Signal?
Yeah, all right, yeah.
I'm
so
Ray Charles.
Yeah, you Ray Charles to the signal? No, we gonna cut the we gonna get ready to get up out of here, y'all.
Damn, it's an hour already? Shit.
What? This joint was way an hour.
Damn, no. That was like 10 minutes,
Yeah, because that's how I go. When the conversation is flowing like that, that's how I feel, man. You be surprised how many times me and Kai be I'll be at work or he be here and we be just going 3 hours. Like, damn. But I'm at work, he doing whatever he doing, and the time just flow. But listen, man, we gonna have plenty of opportunity. This is why I'm gonna say it to you on the show in front of the world. That's what your duty is. So next time we come, we gonna have more of a structured conversation. So like this, what we showed each other right now is that we could definitely do this, right? That shit.
Yes,
this shit gonna be cake, right? This shit gonna be cake. So we're gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. Please, this video will be up on YouTube definitely. We're gonna work towards getting it on our streaming platforms, but until then, we're gonna be YouTubing it out.
Yes, sir.
So like, comment, subscribe, leave your comments, any suggestions. We are open, especially to the people that know me. You follow us on Instagram. Get with us. One of the things we're gonna work towards too is we're going as we move forward and continue to build, we're gonna definitely get our social media set up. Kyle have our personal social medias in the descriptions, so you'll definitely be able to tap in with us if you aren't already tapped in with us. But get with us, man. Let us know what you think. Any suggestions? I'm open to anything. If you just want to hate, you could keep that shit over there. But if it's constructive criticism, I'm all for it. If you just want to talk shit, so keep that shit over there.
Well, hating is just another sign of admiration.
I mean, but we can the king of Collindale, right? What you?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Are we out of here, man? We out of here, man. Let's hook that game up. But I know you got to get up out there. You got work. Don't be running away from this smoke, Quan. You was talking crazy on the we was playing PlayStation 1. We was on the PS1 and he was talking to me nasty. Now we got some. Listen. I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here, y'all.
Nah.